Thank you for joining us. I'm Elle Gilbert, a former Eagan Funfest Ambassador and proud member of the Eagan Funfest Ambassador Committee and Board of Directors. The Eagan Funfest Ambassadors represent not only the city of Eagan and surrounding communities, but also our July 4th Funfest celebrations. Throughout the year, they appear in parades, attend community festivals, participate in coronations, and so much more. These remarkable young individuals dedicate a full year to service, fun, and personal growth. Our candidate program kicks off in May, leading into Eagan's July 4th Funfest. During this time, our candidates take part in a series of events designed to build confidence, leadership, and connection. Today, we're giving you a behind-the-scenes look at what being an ambassador is all about. I'm joined by our 5 outstanding reigning ambassadors who will each share a unique part of their experience in the program. Joining me now is Estelle. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Estelle Barngang. I'm one of your 2024 to 2025 Eagan Funfest Ambassadors, and I'm proudly sponsored by Evident Social Services.
Great, and you are here to explain what an ambassador is and how ambassadors help promote the annual Eagan July 4th Funfest. So let's dig in. For people who may not be familiar, what exactly is an ambassador?
Well, I've met a lot of ambassadors during my time, and something I've noticed is that all of them are nice and they're welcoming and they're bold leaders who are always willing to put themselves out there. I think it can be a difficult thing putting yourself in a situation where you don't really know anyone and you kind of have to talk to a lot of people, but everyone here has made it such a great community, and that's what I like best about them.
It really is such a supportive environment.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to be part of the ambassador program?
Well, my friend who was an ambassador last year recruited me, and honestly, I really didn't know what to expect coming out of it until I went to my first event. And I had so much fun being with all the ambassadors and the candidates and experiencing royalty, and the community there is just so great that I knew it would be something I wanted to do.
How do ambassadors help represent the Eagan July 4th Funfest throughout the community and throughout the year?
Throughout the summer, we do a lot of events, a lot of parades, and a lot of volunteer work. One of my favorites is going to Holt's Farm because we get to help out the kids, and they're always so shocked to see us in our different, sometimes wear our country outfits, sometimes we have our crowns on, sometimes not. And I like just surprising them and seeing their faces and them being so shocked that someone is doing this.
Holt's Farm is always so much fun.
Yeah.
I remember that from my time as an ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
What has been your favorite moment so far during your time as an ambassador?
One of my favorites is honestly just being together with everyone. The car rides to events are the funnest, and coming home. And all the ambassadors, they're all my age, and even the older ones, they're all so relatable. So being able to talk to everyone and talk about things that are current is super fun, and it makes it a really nice community because you don't feel like you're a stranger in the place.
And yes, you do have crowns and sashes, but you are normal people,
yeah, of course.
Which helps. If someone is thinking about applying and maybe becoming a candidate but isn't quite sure yet, what would you tell them?
I would say follow through with it and just try it. Like I said, I didn't really know what was happening until I went to my first event, but you're not alone. Everyone else is a candidate, and a lot of people haven't done it either, and you have a bunch of ambassadors with you to guide you through it, and I think it'd be a really fun thing for someone to do.
It is such a fun experience.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your experiences and your enthusiasm. Joining me now is Hiba. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Hiba Rahman. I'm your 2024-2025 Eagan Funfest Ambassador, and I'm proudly sponsored by Istanbul Rugs.
Now, Hiba is joining me to discuss the responsibilities that ambassadors have and then the growth that she experienced through her involvement with the program. So let's dig in. First question, what are some of the responsibilities that you have as an ambassador?
As an ambassador, some of the responsibilities that we have are to make appearances at different cities, talk to and engage other people, invite them over to our events, make sure we're including a lot of people, and specifically for community events, a lot of our responsibilities are, talking to the community, helping out, and making sure that, we're known there.
It's very much a connecting role.
Yes.
Just speaking with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the most fun part of the role so far? Might be hard to answer.
My most fun part of the role is actually being with all the other ambassadors. I actually only knew 2 of them before, but now the 5 of us, we're all pretty close, and I think it's really fun getting to hang out with them all the time. Like every single event, even some of the boring ones, are pretty fun with all of them.
And you spend so much time together, especially
Yes.
car rides to events. And
Those are the best.
yes, they are. Being on a team, so good segue here, being on a team is a big part of the experience. What's something that you've learned from working closely with your other ambassadors?
Is definitely listening to other people and patience, I'd say. Like the five of us, we always have different opinions on everything, and then listening to everybody and coming up with like an idea that all of us like is something that I've definitely learned. So I would say teamwork is one of the biggest things that I've learned working closely with the other ambassadors.
And it really helps you through everything else in life after
Exactly.
this too.
Yeah.
How do you think being an ambassador has helped you grow personally?
I think being an ambassador helped me grow in getting out of my comfort zone. Coming into this, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't really know what to do, how to act. And I think it just helped me grow as a person into getting out of my comfort zone, meeting new people, going to different parades all over the state and Wisconsin, talking to people I never would have talked to in my entire life. I think that this just opened a whole new array of opportunities for me that I really, really enjoy.
And being on the flip side, on the committee and the board of directors, one of the greatest joys is seeing the growth and confidence and public speaking of our ambassadors. So it's really awesome to see. Last question for you. You've had the chance to represent Eagan outside of the city too. So what has been your favorite event beyond the borders of Eagan?
I would say definitely the baseball game we had back in August. That was probably one of the funnest ambassador events ever. It was just a hot sunny day, eating ice cream, walking around the baseball park, taking lots of pictures with our digitals, wearing sunglasses. It was just a really fun night that I just can't forget ever.
Well, thank you so much for sharing and for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Now we have Ryder with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Ryder Bessie. I'm your 2024-2025 Eagan Funfest Ambassador, and I'm proudly sponsored by Dart Transit.
Wonderful. Ryder is joining us to tell us a little bit about the portion of our program that gives back to the community. So first, what is the difference between an appearance and a volunteer event?
An appearance would be something like going to a neighboring community's parade or another royalty's coronation, while a volunteer event would be helping out at Holt's Farm or something like that.
Definitely a lot of things with fundraising involved and
Definitely.
helping out. A lot of our ambassadors, like you, are involved in so many things, from dance and acting, sports and school clubs. How do you manage to balance all of that with your ambassador responsibilities?
It definitely gets to be a lot. My parents have helped me so much just managing my schedule and creating ideas for me to structure things around. As well, I've been able to communicate with my coaches about what is going on outside of sports.
Really learning time management skills during this too.
Definitely am.
Each ambassador receives a scholarship at the end of their reign. What do you plan to do with that?
I plan on taking my scholarship and putting it towards a four-year university, probably University of Minnesota Twin Cities, to help pay for books or other expenses.
Wonderful, very well used and
Yes.
deserved. What skills have you developed through your ambassador activities that you find most valuable?
I feel like I've gotten a lot better at public speaking, as well as became a lot more confident taking on new things that I've never done before.
There's definitely a lot of opportunity for public speaking during this
Yes.
experience. Do you feel like being an ambassador has helped you in school or other future goals that you may have?
I feel like it has. I've been able to get plenty of volunteer hours to help with NHS, as well as just being an ambassador myself has been a good point to put on any college resume.
It is wonderful. Thank you so much, Ryder.
course.
Our ambassadors truly make a difference, not only during their reign, but the way that they carry these values and lessons throughout the rest of their lives. Joining me now are two people who know exactly what it's like to be a candidate. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Hello, I'm Evelyn Jarbo. I'm your 2024-2025 Eagan Funfest Junior Ambassador, and I'm proudly sponsored by Synergy Dance Center.
And I am Brady Huss, your 2024-2025 Junior Ambassador, and I am proudly sponsored by Outback Wrap.
Now today you're going to give us a real look at what it's like to be a candidate in the Eagan Funfest Ambassador program. So let's dive in. Brady, we'll start with you. So every candidate needs to find a sponsor to support them during their candidacy and their reign. What was it like going up to a sponsor? How did you go about that?
For me, it was fairly easy because it was from a family friend. My father lived in South Dakota, and most of his family still lives there. And my sponsor has their business in South Dakota. And so one day I sent him an email. He said absolutely. He was just amazed that he was able to help me with that. And then we went down one day when we were going to see my dad's side of the family, and we got all of our sponsor photos and got to catch up with him.
It seems like a scary thing to do, but it's a really wonderful way to connect.
Yeah.
Over to you, Evelyn. One of the first events as a candidate is the family potluck picnic. So tell us about that. What did you bring?
I brought my grandmother's recipe of candy carrots. She makes them for me at every family event, and they're just so sweet and delicious. And every time I eat them, it's like we're back together at our house.
I love it. And everyone brings a dish that's special to their family, something that they love. You get a wide variety of appetizers and desserts and meals. Brady, back to you. So meet the candidate night. You were able to introduce yourself to the FunFest committee and the board of directors. How did that go?
It was a really fun experience. We got to dress up and have articles of clothing that represented us. I am a second-degree black belt in karate, and so I wore my black belt. I also wore jeans as the fact that I have shown cattle, and I'm showing cattle again this year. And everybody just got to learn a little bit more about their fellow candidates and meet the board.
It's really a hodgepodge of clothing items, but they're all true to who you are as a person. I love it. Evelyn, back to you. So the interview process with the selection committee can feel a little nerve-wracking. What do you remember most from that experience?
What I remember most is just how kind and sweet the judges were. Most people assume that judges would be more tense and very back and
Intimidating a little bit.
yeah. But in reality, they're just really kind, and they're almost like your best friend. They're just there talking with you through the whole time.
How does that compare to this right now? How do you feel?
Just about the same, actually.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, Brady, back to you. So the candidate program ends with coronation night. What was that night like?
It was absolutely amazing. It was fun just being able to see everybody. It was yet another event where you got to see other royalty. A little bit sad because you knew that you would possibly be losing some of your candidates that have been with you for the whole process. But it was just a really fun night. The questions you got asked were always fun, and listening to other candidates' answers were also amazing.
Wonderful. Final question, Evelyn. What advice would you have or give to someone who's thinking about becoming a candidate but just maybe isn't sure right now?
My advice would just to believe in yourself. Many people would think that you aren't ready or you aren't good enough, but everyone can do anything. All you have to do is just give yourself a little grace and have faith.
Wonderful. Thank you both for joining. You've given us a great look at the candidate program and what it's really like. If you're thinking about joining or have some questions, we hope that this helped a little bit and maybe even inspired you to try it out. Thank you. The Eagan Funfest Ambassador program is open to candidates from Eagan, Apple Valley, Burnsville, Mendota Heights, Rosemount, and Sunfish Lake. We crown ambassadors in 2 divisions each year. Our junior ambassadors are ages 10 to 13, who each receive a $1,000 scholarship at the end of their reign. Our ambassador division are ages 14 to 18, who will receive a $2,000 scholarship to put towards their academic future. If you're thinking about applying or just want to learn more, join us for our informational meeting on Wednesday, May 21st at 7 p.m. at the Eagan Community Center. We will cover everything you need to know about our program. Then we officially begin the candidate program on Friday, May 30th with orientation at Mount Calvary Lutheran Church. And of course, join us for Eagan's July 4th Fun Fest celebration, July 2nd through the 4th at Eagan's Central Park Festival Grounds, and July 5th at Viking Lakes. Don't miss our ambassador coronation on Monday, July 7th at the Eagan Community Center. For all of the latest updates, visit eaganfunfest.org and follow us on social media. We're on Facebook at Eagan's July 4th Fun Fest and Instagram at Eagan Funfest Ambassadors. Thank you for joining us.